Here, so I thought that I'd give you a little bit of education as an engineer, geeky person, and this app is really cool on my Mac. And a lot of people kind of don't understand this area this area right here can get really chunky sometimes. So just a little bit of anatomy points. And the reason why this is important, so if you're going to go see a chiropractor or an ART person, education is power knowledge, so then you need to know how to address it yourself sometimes, because frankly going to a chiropractor once a week or once a month just isn't going to cut it for some of this stuff. And we're coming into this game a little bit not completely balanced and stuff. So when we talk about the hip girdle right here, we talk about this area and this area functionally being even and hopefully strong and the same space on both sides. So psoas muscle, and we are talking about twitchy pain right here. Okay. This program is so cool because you can identify what this is. This is kind of superficial, doesn't provide a lot of back core strength, so we take it off. This doesn't provide a lot of back core spine protection either. It's meant to flex you forward to maybe bend at the waist. Okay? These provide a lot more structured support for your hips, and they also affect this line here and this line here in relation to your ribs. So if you had one side shorter, one side longer, your hips end up getting tilted up here. So then the chiropractor might say, one leg is longer than the other. No, not really. It's just that things have become tilted, so your hips end up being tilted that way. Check it out. A lot of scribbling. Okay, so we take the oblique off, and then we have more transverse abdominal muscles, stupid important. So as you can see how they're built and designed, what they do is they control the space between the hip crests, and they give a lot of mobility here. So if we've had kids, we've lost either strength or kinetic ability here. And what happens is that the hip crest will move out in that manner when this area is weak or not firing or both, or you've been cut, etc., etc. And it becomes pretty chunky and kind of crushes down on the back. So making sure, and there's a simple test to make sure that your trans abs are working, and it's easy, it's simple to do. So those trans abs, this is the key. These trans abs is a huge beginning step in pelvic bowl. This is a pelvic bowl. Functionality for ladies. Core work starts right here. It does. Okay, enough on that. So taking off the trans abs, I love this program. Whoop. Here we go. So talking to someone about twitchy pain right in here. And so I was a bit wrong in what I said, that maybe it's not the psoas. So here's the education that you need to know. This right here, psoas minor. This is psoas major. Do you see how big this is? Okay, huge. And then it snakes down here, and it snakes in between here, and then rolls over. Okay, this is kind of a dilemma. The psoas, dudettes, oops. The psoas, the way it's put in there, look at how it's put in there functionally, okay? If it's tight, it gets squished right here. Okay, and it gets squished with these major arteries, veins, blood vessels, and check it out, folks, nerves. Okay, so this is where we can get our twitchy pain. Oops, sorry, crazy clicking. get our twitchy pain and whatnot because of how it snakes in there. And then if your pelvis is off, if it's tilted forward. So looking at the psoas muscle, look at where it is functionally. You don't have to be a super smarty to get this, okay? Check that out. Look at that. See where it's attaching? So focusing on the psoas right here, it's actually attaching to the vertebrae. If we did this activity from the backside, you'd see it a little bit better. It's attaching to the vertebrae. Okay, it's got fingers and it's spanning about 5 of them. Okay, and it's super big right here. And then you have the minor one. And then it gets smaller and then it comes down here and attaches down there. Okay, this is so important to understand. The psoas is not a hip flexor. He is a spine stabilizer. Spine in relation to the pelvic bowl. Okay, that's the main function, completely dumbed down in a really big way. Okay, so when we were talking about, remember when I was drawing a picture, one side gets shorter than the other side, right? The pelvis is tilted. So this muscle right here, that's my dog, sorry. This muscle right here gets shorter on this side in relation to this side. So then what happens is the spine actually gets pulled this way, and so we get kind of back pain. Some people like to say I have scoliosis because da 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 da. Well, sometimes it's soft tissue stuff. The pelvis is tilted and this psoas muscle gets pretty tight and it tugs on all of these things, and then things really start to go sideways. So that's when you have to go to the chiropractor, and stretching out this part here is not pleasant at the chiropractor who does ART. He really has to get in there, move organs around, your ovaries and whatnot. Really good yoga classes, some specific stretching can address this issue as well. But when you're stretching this, okay, so yes, one space. Okay, but once you have this space, okay, check. What do you need to do after that? Strength, okay? And what that means is, and this is why I'm pretty adamant about the run videos and this and that and that and this, if your pelvis is tilted this way and you're getting the space, you're attempting to get the space in the psoas, you have to go do the strength work and the stretch work to equalize this out, okay? In order to bring harmony to this whole area, it has to be a multi-prong approach. Boom, okay? So a little bit of education on what goes in this area. This is why it becomes pretty tough. If this is like a huge culprit to a lot of different things. IT band issues, back issues, neck issues, shoulder issues, all of this is connected. And if you were to just focus on balance and strength of this area, so many different issues will get fixed just from the sheer focus of this area. And I'm hoping that you see a little bit of why. Have a great day.